So last time we talked, Autumn Volkov, the heir of my legacy challenge, confronted her mother and our founder, Alexis Volkov, about her unpleasant behavior, while her sister, Nicole Volkov, went on a date with her crush, Caleb Vitor, the two of them sharing their first kiss, and her twin brother, Ezra Volkov, went to his sister, Rory Oklo, for advice, ending up with the two of them fighting. Meanwhile, Edward and Rachel Tice were off to school, today being Edward's last day. Tomorrow would be prom, as well as Edward's birthday, him finally aging up to a young adult. And he wanted to spend one of his last nights as a teen with his girlfriend, Hilary Tanaka. They would be going on a date tonight to the movies in San Sequoia after Edward meets with Hilary's family for the first time. Root beer float, however, was debating what to do about her love interest, Zaiden. It would be easier to forget about him if he weren't her soulmate, but that didn't mean she couldn't make him suffer just a bit. She thought about flirting with some of the ugly boys in her class to make him jealous. She first greeted a boy named Sammy Kealoha, no relation to Shanna, who immediately asked her to prom. Only after 2 seconds of a girl's attention did she say yes. Well, yes, but only to make Zaiden jealous. She then went and consulted with Edward about her plan. He was very supportive of her, especially considering Zaiden had the nerve to throw hands with her when she was trying to comfort him. So on she went to class, feeling almost confident, so sure that she'll be able to hurt Zaiden just like how he'd hurt her. No way Edward and Hilary are dancing during class. It's giving middle school couples. During lunch, Rise and Shine sat herself in the middle of the hallway so that Zaiden couldn't miss her and began talking with her good friend, Alicia Zest, and her prom date, Sammy Kealoha, flirting with him loud and aggressively. And there he was, Zaiden, getting things out of his locker. There was no way he couldn't overhear Rhinoceros and Sammy flirting with one another, or Retainer telling Alicia how Sammy asked her to prom. She could tell that he was hearing every word, and that made her smile brighter than the sun. She hoped it hurt, and she hoped it hurt badly. At home, our heir wasn't doing much, only fishing for potion ingredients for Shanna, and Edward was getting himself ready to meet Hilary's family in Henford on Bagley. He wasn't too nervous, because, luckily for him, both of Hilary's parents are dead, meaning he had no parents to impress. However, she does have 2 siblings, a brother and a sister, and was hoping to impress them. Edward headed inside and introduced himself to Beverly and Derek Tanaka. He definitely saw the family resemblance when it came to him. He conversed with them while Hilary got ready for their date, discussing interests and having deep conversations. He realized that the both of them were significantly younger than Hilary, her birthday just being 1 day after Edward's, and that she had been taking care of them all by herself after their parents' passing. Poor Hilary. So much responsibility for a teenage girl. Hopefully this night out together would relieve some of that stress. Derek, that doesn't seem healthy, but at least Hilary is entertained. Edward and his girl headed to San Sequoia, him flooding her with compliments. Once they arrived, Edward couldn't believe how hard and how fast he had fallen for Hilary. He just knew after 1 date that there was something so incredibly special about her and that he wouldn't ever be able to get enough of her. This was the night he was going to tell her he loves her for the very first time. Oh. Hey Rory. How we doing, babe? After watching that extremely romantic movie, Edward thought it was the perfect time to tell Hilary how he feels about her. As for Hilary, she had something else on her mind, but was going to let Edward say what he needed to say first. They walked over to an area with the most perfect view of the bridge, and Edward simply let his passion take a hold of him. He loves her. He's so in love with her that it consumes him, followed by a passionate kiss. Of course, Hilary said it back. She feels the same exact way. Sure, they were young, but when you know, you know, and Hilary knew that Edward was her soulmate, so she declared him as such. And tonight, she was ready to prove that to him. Oh my God, Hilary wants to get wicked with Edward. Ezra was right. He said there will be a moment when they know, and here it was. He tried not to freak out when she took him back to her place, or when she told him that she told her siblings to leave for this very reason. He couldn't believe she beat him to it, or that she was thinking the same thing as him. But he let all his thoughts and reasoning go when they got into Hilary's bed, and just let her do what she wanted to do to him instead. Wow, Edward just woohooed for the first time. Who thought he would get some before any of his siblings did?